There's a reason you keep thinking about them, even when there's no message, no call, and no reason left. It doesn't feel random, does it? Something pulls your mind back to them. During the quiet moments, before sleep, or while scrolling through your phone, you try to shake it off, distract yourself, but somehow, they always come back to your thoughts. This isn't just in your head. There's something real behind it. And if you ignore it, you might miss the message your heart is trying to send. In this video, we'll go through 10 signs, starting from the small ones most people miss, all the way to the strongest, most powerful signal at the end. Each one matters. Each one says something. Stay with me, because the last sign, it can change how you see everything. If you've ever kept someone in your thoughts without speaking a word to them, this video is for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Someone else out there needs to hear this too. And maybe, so do you. Let's begin. Number 10. The quiet ache. The quiet ache is one of the most subtle yet powerful signs that someone is constantly on your mind without you realizing it. Unlike physical pain, this ache is more emotional, and it lingers in the background of your thoughts. You may not feel it all the time, but there are moments when it suddenly rises, making you aware of a deep emotional pull toward that person. This feeling typically occurs when you miss someone, but the sadness isn't overwhelming. Instead, it's a low-level yearning that doesn't demand your full attention, but remains constant. It can be triggered by specific reminders like a song, a place, or even a smell associated with that person. The ache is not something that demands resolution immediately, but it's a sign that your emotions have not found closure. It could mean that your heart still has unfinished business with that person. Perhaps there are unspoken words, unresolved feelings, or situations that need to be addressed. The quiet ache suggests that something important remains unsaid or undone between you and the person you're thinking of. Pay attention to this ache, as it may be telling you that the connection is still alive, even if you don't consciously acknowledge it. Number 9. The energy pull. Have you ever experienced a sudden urge to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a long time? That's the energy pull at work. It's like an invisible force drawing you back to them, even though you're not sure why. This energy is often felt when you're deeply connected with someone, either emotionally or energetically. Even without direct communication, you can sense each other's presence in your lives. The energy pull can manifest as a sudden shift in your mood or a feeling of heaviness or lightness when you think of them. It might happen when they're going through something significant in their life, and your emotional or energetic connection to them is sensitive enough to pick up on it. It's as though the bond you share is still strong enough to create a pull that doesn't fade over time. This phenomenon often happens when the other person is thinking about you, feeling a strong emotional reaction, or experiencing something that resonates with you. It's their energy reaching out to yours. It's a subtle but powerful sign that even without communication, there's a deep, ongoing connection that you both still share, even if neither of you acknowledges it. Number 8. Mind replay trap. If someone is always on your mind, you might find that certain memories or moments with them replay in your mind, over and over again. These memories can range from conversations you've had to specific interactions, and no matter what you do, they keep coming back. The mind replay trap is a strong sign that your subconscious is trying to process unresolved emotions or thoughts about that person. When your mind keeps going back to someone or something, it's usually because you haven't fully processed your feelings toward them. There might be something that left an emotional impact that needs to be understood or resolved. This could be a conversation you never had, a situation that didn't go as planned, or an event that's still unresolved in your heart. Mind replays occur when you haven't found peace with a specific interaction or emotional moment with that person. Your mind continues to revisit it, trying to make sense of it or find closure. The more you try to forget, the more it seems to replay, as if your mind is desperately seeking a resolution. Number 7. Unspoken alarms. Unspoken alarms happen when you feel a sudden sense of urgency or unease related to someone you haven't heard from in a while. It's that feeling you get when something doesn't feel quite right, and your mind starts picking up on subtle changes in the person's behavior or energy, even if there's no direct communication. These alarms are a form of intuition, signaling to you that something might be happening in the other person's life that you need to pay attention to. You might feel like you need to reach out, even though there's no logical reason to. This is a sign that their presence is affecting you more deeply than you may realize, and the emotional connection you share is causing your body and mind to react. Often these unspoken alarms happen when the other person is going through something significant, and your intuition is picking up on their energy. It's like a silent message that alerts you to check in on them, or at the very least, acknowledge that something is off. Number 6. The invisible thread. The invisible thread is one of the most powerful signs that someone is always on your mind, even if you're not actively thinking about them. It's the sense that no matter how far apart you are, there's still an invisible connection between you two. This thread can feel like a pull, a tug, or even a whisper in your mind that brings that person to the forefront of your thoughts. This invisible thread signifies a deep emotional bond that has not been severed. It doesn't matter how much time has passed or whether you're communicating with the person, the connection remains. Sometimes you'll experience moments when this thread becomes stronger, like when something reminds you of them, or when you feel like you know what they might be thinking or feeling without them telling you. It's an emotional link that's hard to explain but undeniable. When this thread is strong, it often means that you and that person share a bond that transcends time and distance. It's an invisible yet powerful connection that keeps them in your thoughts. Number 5. Emotional ghosting. Emotional ghosting happens when someone is physically absent from your life, but still holds a significant emotional presence. This may occur when you haven't spoken to the person for a long time, yet you still feel like they're around in some way. It's as if their emotional energy lingers, affecting your mood and thoughts. When emotional ghosting happens, it can create confusion. You might be thinking about them without knowing why, or you might sense their emotions even though they haven't been in contact with you. This ghostly feeling could be linked to unresolved feelings or an unprocessed breakup, argument, or emotional attachment. Sometimes, the person on the other end is thinking about you too, or they may be struggling with their own emotions, which is causing them to haunt your thoughts. Emotional ghosting is a sign that the emotional connection hasn't been fully closed or dealt with, and it's still affecting both of you. Number 4. Soul static. Soul static is the feeling that something just isn't quite right. It's like there's an unresolved energy that keeps buzzing in the background of your thoughts. You may not always be aware of it consciously, but when you think about that person, you feel a strange emotional static, as if something is unresolved or incomplete. This sensation can occur when you're connected to someone at a deep emotional level, and there's an underlying tension or unfinished business between you two. It could be related to a conversation that was never had, a situation that never reached closure, or emotions that were never fully expressed. The static is a sign that your soul is picking up on something important that still needs to be addressed. This feeling often lingers, creating a subtle discomfort whenever you think about the person. It's a sign that there's an energetic imbalance that's causing your emotions to feel dissonant. Number 3. Memory loops. Memory loops happen when certain memories with that person replay in your mind over and over again. These aren't random memories. They're moments that were significant to you, moments that felt important or full of emotion. These memories can be tied to experiences you shared, conversations you had, or moments of connection that left a lasting impact. When memory loops occur, it often means that your mind is trying to make sense of the relationship or the feelings you had with the person. The loop is a way for your brain to process emotions, but it can also signify that you're still emotionally attached to them. The more you try to forget or move on, the more those memories seem to return. Memory loops often happen when there's something left unsaid, unresolved, or unfinished in the relationship. Your subconscious is attempting to process these emotions, but until you find closure or resolution, these memories may continue to resurface. Number 2. The invisible thread. You can feel when someone is thinking about you, even without them saying a word. This invisible thread is a powerful connection that pulls you towards someone, even when they're far away. It's almost as if there's an invisible force tying you together, keeping you bound in thought. When this thread exists, you may find yourself thinking about the person at random times, or even dreaming about them. You may feel like they're close by, even though you haven't seen them in a while. This is the invisible thread of connection, and it often means there's something significant in your bond with that person that needs attention. It's not always obvious or easy to explain, but the invisible thread can also symbolize a deep emotional bond or unfinished business. The fact that they are on your mind so frequently indicates that there is a strong link between you both, one that doesn't easily fade. Number 1. The silent echo. The silent echo is one of the most hauntingly beautiful signs that someone is always on your mind without communication. It's a gentle but constant reminder that they're there, in your thoughts. You may not even recognize it at first, but if you take a moment to listen to the quiet of your own mind, you'll hear the echo of them in everything you do. The silent echo is a sign that you are still emotionally connected to them. Even if there's no direct contact, you might feel their presence in the background of your thoughts, and they may even pop up at the most unexpected times. This feeling suggests that your subconscious is processing the emotions that you've had with them. Sometimes, the silent echo happens because there are unresolved feelings or experiences that haven't been fully dealt with. If you find yourself constantly thinking about someone without understanding why, it's a sign that the emotional connection is still active. It's an echo from the past that hasn't fully faded, and it won't until you either address it or let go. And there you have it, the signs that can show you when someone is always on your mind, even without a single word between you. The moments when their presence lingers without explanation. It's more than just coincidence. It's something deeper, a connection that doesn't easily fade. Maybe you've felt some of these signs before, but never understood what they meant. Or maybe this is the first time you've realized that these feelings aren't random and that there's something to pay attention to. The signs you've learned today are not just a random collection of thoughts. They're your mind and heart trying to tell you something important. And if you ignore them, you might miss out on something powerful. If this video made you think, or you recognized some of these signs in your own life, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Remember, when something keeps coming back to you, it's not by chance. Keep your eyes open and listen to the signs. It might be time to act before it's too late.